Good Tuesday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Jesse Peterson. Let's go ahead and talk about the weather for your Tuesday evening going into your future. First off, hopefully everyone has had a fantastic Tuesday, and that's number one. Number two, we have a good amount of people inside the chat already. If you have not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. Right now we have around like 5 people watching, only 3 likes. So if you are part of that group, go on and hit the like button. It's free, and you can change your mind anytime. Also, if you are new and you have never hit the subscribe button ever, you're new and you have never ever hit the subscribe button, go on and do so as well. That is free, and you can change your mind at any time with that as well. And then finally, share it with all the people that you know. Share it with all of the people that you know because it helps, obviously, us out over here by getting it shared. And that's pretty much all that I have to say for the beginning. What are we going to be talking about? What are we going to be talking about? Well, obviously, we will be talking about our current, whether what's currently going on right now as we speak. We also will be talking about what's going to occur tonight as well in terms of our weather. That, and then we also will talk about the tropics as normal. We'll talk about our future in general in terms of our patterns as well. And then for the most part, that's pretty much all that I see for right now. That's really going to be interesting to talk about. And so let's go on now and just start off with our radar, sort of what's currently going on. So right now, nothing is going on throughout the entire state of South Carolina right now. As we speak, we scroll our way out, see what's going on throughout the entire U.S. For the most part, just looks like some snowfall in Maine, inside of New Hampshire, inside of New York, even West Virginia getting in on some of that snowfall, Western New York, as well as Pennsylvania, going into Michigan getting in on some of that rainfall, some rainfall and snowfall. Rainfall potentially going on over here in the west as well, inside of Oregon as well as we speak. And for the most part, everyone else is just looking relatively on the drier side. Cloud cover for right now, nice and clear right now. In fact, you can go on and look at our cloud cover here for the future. Nice and clear, even as we go into tomorrow. Look at this. This is 9 o'clock p.m. tomorrow. Like a couple of clouds here and there, but nothing that I'm really looking at that I'm concerned about or looking like, oh, yes, it's going to be mostly cloudy. Even as we go into that Thursday morning, you know, it looks like some more clouds could potentially be there going to Thursday afternoon potentially. But the real amount of clouds definitely will try to move through Thursday evening, going into Thursday night. Here's our current temperatures right now: 39 in Columbia, as well as 38 in Orangeburg, 36 in Somerville, as well as 38 in Georgetown, 42 in Murrells Inlet, as well as 43 in Myrtle Beach, 36 inside of Conway, and 42 inside of North Myrtle Beach. We also do have around 41 in Charleston, and even around 43 in Beaufort, 46 Hilton Head Island, and 38 in Aiken. 38 also inside of Greenville and Spartanburg, 37 in Gaffney and York, and 36 in Rock Hill, as well as 40 in Clemson. Low temperatures for tonight: 36 in Greenville and Spartanburg and Anderson, as well as 34 in Lawrence, Greenwood, Moncks Corner, 33 in Winnsboro, going into Columbia, going into Sumter, going into Florence, and then maybe even around 32, so at freezing, Dillon, for Camden, going into Aiken and Orangeburg, and 31 in Barnwell, 34 in Georgetown, 38 in Myrtle Beach, and 42 inside of Hilton Head Island. Now, in terms of rainfall for tonight, no rainfall is expected. No rainfall is expected as we go into tonight and as we go into tomorrow as well. So we are good there in terms of rainfall. The crazy score, we are actually at a 34. We're at a 34. Why? Well, we're inside. We have some freezing temperatures that are possible or most likely expected at this point in time. Freeze warning is likely, even if we go on. Let me go on and check and see if we have any. No, we actually don't. We don't have any freeze warnings now. Okay, so I guess they're not going to issue that. But definitely temperatures will most definitely be down inside of the lower 30s. Will be freezing for areas, and even at my house right now, where the low temperature for tonight was originally set at 35. Originally was set at 35. Right now, at my house, it's already 33. Already 33. And the low temperature for tonight was 35. And it's already 33 degrees outside right now. And it's around 33.6 or 33 point, well, it just got up to 34 because it was at 33.6 now, so it rounds up. So now it's at 34, but it was at 33 for a little bit. And so my question is, will it get down to freezing? That's a good question. We're going to have to just wait and see what happens. SPC outlook for today, no thunderstorms are expected as we go into today. And what about tomorrow? Well, same thing. No thunderstorms are expected there. And for day 3 as well, nothing there either. So we're good for the next 3 days. Excessive rainfall, nothing there either. We are good in terms of excessive rainfall as well. Then if we go on and move into the southeast, we're going to talk about our models. Now we're going to talk about the ARRR, the GFS, and those models. So if we go in and get it right here, go from 54 and then go over here and go to the ARRR and do the 0Z all the way over to 9 p.m. Here it is. Starting off, we continue to push this forward through the nighttime hours. Looks nice and dry. We're 4 p.m. tomorrow. Still nice and dry. 12 a.m. on Thursday. Nice and dry. 8 a.m. on Thursday. Nice and dry. And then finally we get to 7 p.m. on Thursday. Nice and dry. So we're going to be nice and dry for the next 48 hours. And let's go even further in the future at that. I mean, it's November the 17th. That is around 6 days out from now. And still not seeing rainfall. As we go into the 18th, though, going into the 19th, may see some rainfall. But again, not too much of anything there. That does look like it is a cold front. So we will have a cold front. But it probably will be a dry front. For now. I mean, still 162 hours out. And it's a low resolution model. So things can change. But even if we go into the dew points, you can clearly see the cold front moving its way down as you go into around like the 18th and the 19th. So that's literally about a week, literally about 7 days out, 7 to 8 days or so. So cold front definitely possible as we get into next week. Now, if we continue this even further, high pressure takes over again. We start to see some rainfall in the upstate around the 23rd, the 24th. And then another huge cold front comes. And this right here is the 25th. This is 2 days before Thanksgiving here that this cold front moves through. Brings in a lot of rainfall. And a lot of people have already asked, what are the temperatures looking like for Thanksgiving? If that cold front right there, especially with the strength of it, comes through and brings in these cooler temperatures right here. These are dew points. These are not actual temperatures. But these dew points right here, down all the way into the 20s, this is dry air right here. You even go into the actual temperatures themselves. I mean, on like Thanksgiving, like early morning at 1 a.m., it's going to be below freezing for some of us. It's going to be below freezing. But again, 300 hours out, 300 hours, 300 plus, around 372. So I'm not going to say too much besides that. Not going to go too much further into it because it's just way too far out. Things could change. And will that cold front even happen at that time frame? Probably not. Just got to determine the exact timing for it. And we're not going to be able to figure that out until like past next week, until like 2 weeks from now. So we still have a while to go before we can get into that. But cool down before Thanksgiving definitely is possible. Now for the tropics. For the tropics, there is nothing that is going on inside the tropics. Absolutely nothing. Nothing is expected during the next 7 days. Even if we go on and go into our loop for the ECENS, which is just the European model. Right here, again, you can see these stuff going on down here in the Southern Caribbean, but it continues to move its way to the west, and we're now at November the 21st here, and we're still not seeing anything at all. So, still looking good in the tropics, still nothing that I'm watching for. That's it for the tropics. So let's go on now and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. Starting off, Mr. Chris is first tonight. Says, good evening, everyone. Hope y'all had a great day. I did. Thank you so much for asking. Good evening to you. Also says, please remember to go and hit the like button and the subscribe button if you are new and you haven't already. Also, share with everyone you know. Helps the channel grow. He's absolutely correct. Right now, we have 13 people in here and only 6 likes. If you are a part of that 7 that have not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. It's free, and you can change your mind at any time. And I know for sure if I go on and count 1, 2, all the way down to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 people inside the live chat right now. So go and hit the like button if you haven't already. He also says, stayed really cool here amongst winter, but sunny and windy. I'm sorry that I missed last night. No problem at all. No problem at all for that. I did see your message, by the way. I did see your message yesterday, like around when you came into the stream after it was done. Then my Aunt Lula says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. And then today in Georgetown, it was sunny and cold. Sunny and cold. Thank you so much for that weather update. My Nana says, hello, Jay. Nice, cold day. Hello to you. Thank you for that weather update for where you are. Mr. Anthony says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. My Aunt Lula comes back and said there was a little wind for a little while. I believe there was some wind like about like 9 to around, when I saw it was around like 9 to 10 to 11 a.m. That's when I saw some. The highest wind gust that I got today was around like 15 miles per hour, so it wasn't much. But definitely was not as breezy as yesterday. Not even close to how breezy it was yesterday. My cousin Cheryl comes in and says, good evening, weatherman. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is staying warm. We have the best man on the job to let us know how to handle this weather. Be blessed and on purpose. Cheryl, thank you so much for that message. Thank you so much for that message. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Thad says, getting just by Trust All as well. Beautiful day here today in San Antonio. Thank you so much for that weather update. Good evening to you. And then Trail says, greetings everyone, Joseph, I'm cold. Heat on all day. High today was around 46. 46 for me today. The highest temperature I got today was around 51, so it was a little bit higher. But for the most part, only around like 51. Mr. Chris, speaking which, what was the highest gust last night? Last night, I got a gust of around 20, but my weather stations are a bit lower to the ground, and so it's not high up to where, like, the trees are and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, obviously, when you get high wind gusts from, whether it be like a hurricane or a storm, a lot of the times, most of that wind is happening up there in the air. And so, whenever I lift my weather station up higher into the air, I probably will have more higher wind gusts. And also, it's not too much in an open field either. So that also is kind of a bit of a obstruction for it. But the highest one that I got was around 20. That was higher though. Like I said, probably was a bit higher than that though. As they were forecasted to be around 32, maybe even 40, but that was mainly along like the lake areas. And that's all that I can see here. I can actually check out the actual observed ones as well, if you were asking about that though. If I go into observation, I go into the RTMA analysis, I think I can go to gust. And I think I can go down over here towards the southeastern U.S. Let me see real quick. If I go back all the way through, yeah, I can go all the way back. For the most part, I'm seeing wind gust. Let me go on and show you my screen real quick. For the most part, the highest ones that I see, I see like a lot of 30s, 40s-ish. And as it pushes its way down, you know, I'm seeing, here's like the little guy down here at the bottom. You know, you get towards like the light pinks, towards like the more darkers in the 40s. And even in the reds, that's the 45 to 50 category here. And so you can see as it pushes its way across the state, 30 to 40 miles per hour, pretty much exactly what I said. And that's all that I see inside the audience. So let's go on. We'll come back to the audience in just a second. But first, let's talk about the 4 locations outside of South Carolina. That being San Antonio, Texas, Raleigh, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as well as Duncan, Oklahoma. The reason why we talk about these locations is because we have people from these areas who tune in almost nightly. And because their location is not being talked about, they still tune in either way, even though their location is not the main focal point, and so we still go in and talk about their location. So that is why they are, relatively short, not long at all. Only takes about like 2 minutes or so, and it's really going to be short tonight just because there's just not much going on. Starting off with San Antonio first, though, you have low temperatures tonight at 54, high temperatures tomorrow 82, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 62. There is indeed no risk for any rainfall. And in terms of fire conditions, I told you yesterday that you were like right on that border of that elevated risk of fire weather, and now you actually were in it for today. So luckily, or hopefully, nothing bad happened in the fire areas, in the elevated fire weather condition areas. Pretty much that went throughout like a lot of Texas. That went throughout like Dallas, Fort Worth. That went through Abilene. That went through San Angelo. That went through Lubbock, Waco, all the way through Austin as well. All these areas had a risk for some fire concern. In terms of excessive rainfall, you're good. And speaking of it, I mean, just everybody else as well. Nobody has a risk for any sort of excessive rainfall. Then for Raleigh, North Carolina, you have low temperatures tonight at 32, high temperatures tomorrow at 63, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 43. No precipitation is expected at this time. Severe weather and excessive rainfall? No. For Philadelphia, you have low temperatures tonight at 34, high temperatures tomorrow at 52, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 40. No precipitation is expected at this time. And then in terms of severe weather and excessive rainfall, absolutely nada. And then for Duncan, Oklahoma, low temperatures tonight at 42, high temperatures tomorrow at 74, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 47. No precipitation is expected at this time, but you did have a bit of a fire risk as you go into today. I mean, it's pretty much over now at this point. So again, same thing like I said for San Antonio. Hopefully nothing too bad happened. And that's all that we have for those four. What's going on throughout the entire U.S. weather news-wise? Well, right now, it looks like that a frigid cold air mass will continue to bring cooler weather throughout the eastern two-thirds of the country earlier this week, obviously. Record low temperatures are expected to be tied or broken across the southeast and even Florida. Periods of snow will continue downwind of the Great Lakes and in portions of interior New England through Tuesday afternoon, with several inches of snowfall accumulation expected. We still will receive some gusty winds over there, like in California, and they actually have a winter storm warning out for them, as they have a winter storm that's about to move through the upper elevation for them, and it's going to be windy over there all the way from there to Oregon as well. And then it's going to be freezing down there from Georgia all the way into Florida. It will be freezing like in just to the north, I believe, of Orlando. Let's see, like Gainesville, for example, one of those areas. I mean, it could be lows all the way down to 30. So it will be freezing for them over there even. And that's all that I have in terms of the forecast for that for tonight. So, top fans for the night tonight. The first one, I believe, was, let me see, Mr. Chris was here first, so he's number 1 for tonight. Maya Lulu was number 2, and then Trail was at number 3. Congratulations to the 3 of y'all for being the top fans for the night tonight. If you want to be a top fan, you can. You just have to be a subscriber of the channel, and you have to be here early and be active inside of the chat. And that is all that I have there, too. I don't see anything else inside the chat, so I'm going to assume that that's it. Remember, if you have not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. Also, if you're new and you have never hit the subscribe button before, go on and do so. We're at 612, 88 subscribers away. 88 subscribers away from that main goal of 700, and we are 13 away from that main goal of 625. So we're going to go on and get there. Remember, share with all the people that you know, and I will be back tomorrow morning with your Wednesday morning forecast update. We'll be halfway done with the week. Tomorrow, so all we got to do is just get through tomorrow. Also, if you have not sent the Q&A questions, go on and do so. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday.